Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Welcome to the live show, everybody. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Steelers Talk Live. It is training camp week. Of course, practices begin on Thursday. The players report on Wednesday. And we are here to kick off our coverage of Steelers training camp week right here on Steelers Talk. Coop is still waving his towel. His arm must be getting tired.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there for sure. But our first segment today, the latest Steelers news and rumors. We got some topics I want to discuss with you guys today. Then we'll get into some players that you guys should be keeping your eye out for Steelers training camp this year. And then, of course, we've got our latest entry in our Summer Madden Series, Week 16 versus the Detroit Lions. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 10-4 in our Madden simulated season. Today, we'll see if they can get to 11-4 in the Motor City. We got a couple super chats rolling in here from my man Kurgan. Code with a $6 super chat says rise. Yin, smash the like button. We got 170 people already watching live. Click that thumbs up icon if you want to help out the show today. Kurgan also put in a 9, so spam those nices in the chat. It says time to grow this channel. Hit that sub button, Yins. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers. Our goal, close. We are getting close. We haven't quite gotten to 90,000 yet. We're over 87,000 now. Our goal is to get to 100,000 by the Green Bay game on Sunday Night Football in Week 8. That is my goal. We'll see if we can get there. So if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate you, Kurgan, for those two donations. Before we get things going today, I want to see who's in the chat. Spam those me's in the chat if you have already liked the stream. Cassie has already said in the chat that she is not going to be here today. Cassie is going to be with her gal pals going to go mini golfing today.
That's unacceptable.
So she's not going to be here today, but that's okay. So spam those me's if you are here. I see DJ KJ.
So she's just not a real fan.
I guess not. Shane Boone. We got a Steelers fan, 2010. A fan of your channel. We got Chuck Dugan. We got Electric Divergent. Got Robert Locke. We got Ali. We got Princeton Cummings. We got Hot Rod 24. We got Christopher Turner. Got Misty God. Czar Craig. We've got Joe. We've got Donna Elliott here. We got Steeli. Got a good crew of Steelers fans ready to talk some Steelers football today.
We have to address it.
And we have to address it at the top of the show here. The Steelers have officially gotten a new alternate look. And this has been a franchise coup that has been panned for years with their alternate throwbacks, and I don't think that history is going away with these.
Brother, this is an ugly-ass uniform, okay? And I know 47% of you on the live poll say it's an A. You're just lying to yourself, okay? This thing is ugly as hell. The only thing I like about it are the helmets. I think the helmets look decent, the pants are ugly, and the jersey is a joke. I give these uniforms an F.
I will say I'm gonna be giving my my grade in our first segment today for these, but like I think there's a reason why rugby jerseys and rugby style jerseys just don't work in American football, and I mean these jerseys are part of the reasons why that is. You know, with these stupid kind of weird lines on the jersey. I get that they're trying to pay homage to the old. The original jerseys of the 1930s and all that stuff. I get all of that, but like it's just not a good look. Like if you wanted to do like a cool throwback, you could have done like the all whites with the black helmet and the gray face mask. You could have
that would have been cool. Or maybe like if they did a yellow jersey with black pants and just reversed it.
Yeah, I mean these jerseys, these uniforms would just look better if you just changed the pants.
Yeah,
like
that's also true.
My grade would probably go from like a D or an F to like a B- or like a C if you just put black pants on these. I think the helmets are cool, the matte yellow helmets with the Steelers logos on there.
Right.
Those look fine, and honestly, I hope they use those helmets when they play their Color Rush uniforms. I think
they said they're going to use them.
Yeah, I think the Miami game on Monday Night Football. So I'm hoping they use those yellow helmets. But yeah, Coop and I are not the biggest fans of them, unfortunately. But hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion. So if you love them, great. $5 from Nikki to go here says love the content. where do you think the Steelers finish in the AFC North? We actually have a whole video on this channel, Nikki, explaining why I think the Steelers could win the AFC North this year over the Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals. So, we'll see what happens. Obviously, injuries are going to happen, and we'll see how the season shakes out. But I think the Steelers are right in that mix, especially because I think Derrick Henry could be on his way towards a regression year this year.
If history tells you anything, he is.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm feeling pretty good about where the Steelers are sitting right now. But get on the show, guys. If you have something you want to say to the Yins here, you guys can donate to the show to get your super chat on screen. Any dollar amount. It can be $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $100. Doesn't matter. $1 million if you want. If you want to get on screen, you have something you want to say, just got a super chat to get on the show. Also, if we get to $50 total on today's show in donations, we will be giving away one of these Steelers Talk hats. We give one of these away at the end of every single one of our live shows, but we have to get to $50 in order to give one away. That's not my rule. That's my boss's rule here at Chat Sports. Also, $5 gets you a raffle ticket, $10 gets you 3 raffle tickets, and $20 gets you 10 raffle tickets. Plus, you get your name on the Steelers Talk donation gong. We got a bunch of names on here. We got Kurgan Cold, Derek Smith, Trent Latham, Alex Lanier. We got a lot of names on there already.
We've got an ample amount of room on that?
Plenty of room on that still. So if you want your name on the gong, still plenty of room. Every $50, guys, we're bringing back the lemon shots today. So I've got the lemon shots.
Can't see it.
Can't see them. It looks like it's completely clear, but it's a green bottle. It's lemon juice. I got my Steelers shot glass here. So for every 50 that we make on the show today, I will do a lemon shot. $2 from WS Auto Glass's updated prediction for final record with new ads?
Additions.
Oh, additions. I've been saying anywhere between 10 and 12 wins is kind of where I'm expecting. If you stick it, assuming the offensive line takes the proper steps, assuming, Caleb Johnson is as good as I think he's going to be, I expect the Steelers to be in the double-digit win range again, anywhere between 10 to 12 wins this year. That's kind of where I would put it. So if we're going to be putting it to just one number, I'll take the middle number there with 11 wins this year. So if you guys want to donate to the channel and double your raffle tickets today, you guys can send in a Venmo or a PayPal at Jack_Sperry on Venmo or at Captain Jackrabbit on PayPal, where we will double your raffle tickets to win the Steelers Talk hat today. And if you guys want a free raffle ticket, we understand some people don't have money to spend on a YouTube show, and some people, don't have those resources. That's okay. If you want to follow me on X today at Jack_Sperry, you can get in on the raffle today. I'm going to make a note of my final person that followed me. Okay, got it. So I got the last person that followed me.
One moment.
So if you guys want a free raffle entry, all you have to do is go to X and follow me at Jack_Sperry. We got a couple more super chats rolling in here that we'll get to before our first segment today. And unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to do a lemon shot here for you guys to start.
Unfortunately or fortunately?
Fortunately for the fans that get to see me suffer, but this shit is pretty sour. We're ready with this?
We're just waiting for it.
Just waiting for our super chat software to update for you guys, then we'll get you up on screen.
Don't you worry.
Make sure you guys click that subscribe button. We're almost at $100 already in donations because this was rolling in from Kurgan Card Bag. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Kurgan puts in a $69 super chat. Spam those nices in the chat. So how many raffle tickets we giving away here, Coop?
Let's see. We said
10 for 20, right?
10 for 20.
And this is not quite 80, so that would be 30 tickets.
Good God.
All right, so spam those nices in the chat if you want a free raffle entry from my friend Kurgan Cold. And Coop, as you just see names, just put them into the raffle, all right? So say the names, but I'm gonna do a lemon shot here for Kurgan. I'm gonna do a shot for Kurgan here. All right, you guys can see the lemon juice. It's in there. Guys, can you see it in there? I promise you, there's something. I promise you, the liquid's in here. All right. Oh, God, there's so much. I poured way too much in this one, Coop. All right. Oh.
Right there.
Oh, God, that's sour. Woo! Best way to start out a Steelers Talk live show. Thanks, Kurgan. I appreciate you, my friend. Oh, by the way, we passed over $100 in Super Chat revenue, so I got to take another one. We're at 115. By the way, once we get to 250, every 250 we make today, we're hitting the Steelers Talk Gong. So here's shot number 2 for you guys. Kurgan's putting in a bunch of names for the hat raffle.
Kurgan is?
What's that?
Kurgan is or Coop is?
Coop is. Sorry, did I say Kurgan? Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Every $50 we get today, I'm taking a shot.
All right, I've got 30 names
of this,
in there.
the lemon juice. All right, we got 30 names in there?
Yep, and if you've already super chatted on the show, I gave you a couple extra tickets.
All right, sounds good. So, Kurgan, appreciate you. We got a bunch of names in the raffle for you. Oh, okay.
Are you all right?
I'm good. My mouth tastes terrible right now, but that's okay.
What else do you put in your mouth that tastes terrible?
Just move to the next graphic, please. All right, so... So, guys, we're actually going to be going live again tomorrow, all right? Cassie and I are going to Pittsburgh on Wednesday for Steelers training camp. We'll be there until the end of the week. So we're going to be doing our second live show tomorrow. Just so everyone knows, it's going to start at our normal time, 5 p.m. Eastern, for our second live show of the week. So don't miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, guys, I will be in Latrobe from Thursday through Saturday. Those are the days that we're going to be going to practice. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be wearing my Steelers Talk hat, so I'll be pretty easy to spot. If you guys are in the Pittsburgh area or in the Pennsylvania area and you're going to go see the Steelers practice this weekend and you want to say hi, don't be afraid to stop by and chat a little bit about the black and gold. I love talking with you guys.
So just to confirm, nothing else in your mouth?
Nothing else in my mouth, but we do have another Venmo coming in here, so I will send that your way.
Sounds good.
Party's starting early here on Steelers Talk. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah. So did we get a $20? We did get a $20
yep, from Alex.
Super chat. Did we didn't show that,
Not
did we?
Yet.
Okay. So we got a couple more that we got to show here, but just so you guys know, on today's show, we will get into our segments. First up, the latest Steelers news and rumors, and I've got some players to watch at training camp. Got 10 players that I'm going to be keeping my eye out for in Latrobe. And then we've got our next Summer Madden Series game here, Week 16 versus the Detroit Lions. A $20 Venmo coming in from Kirk Crater. Captain Kirk coming in with a 20. Let's go. And he says, half for me, half for the rest of random Yinzer real ones. Coop's choice. All right. So we got $20. So that means 10 for Kirk. Oh, no, 20 for Kirk, 20 random ones. Because it's
10 and 10.
But it's Venmo, so it's double.
Yeah, it's 10 tickets for 20. So he sent it at 20, therefore it's
No.
20.
So it's double your raffle tickets. It's 10 for 20, which means 20 for 20 on Venmo.
Correct. So 10 for Kirk, 10 for others.
Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. Okay, so 10 for Kirk, 10 for others. I'm an idiot. I thought it was 20 and 20 for some
good
reason.
Shit, man.
But Alex, we'll get your super chat up here in just a second as well before we get into our first segment of the day. So 20 plus 115. We're not quite there. So we are $15 away from another lemon shot. So if you guys want me to take another lemon shot here, guys, I've already taken 2. We're another $20 super chat or Venmo away from me taking another one here before our first segment of the day.
All right. I need everyone to spam me real quick one more time so I can just select more.
Spam those me's if you want a free raffle entry. We're giving them away. Let's go. Spam those me's. I see Fluven. I see Robert Sadler. I see Eugene. I see Ali. I see the Viper King. Nathan. Agent. Ali. Donna. We got the Only Key. We got Daryl. Chuck. Andy. Nathan. Ali.
All right,
Steel Eye. You've got 10?
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Cool. All right, one more super, and then we will get into our content
Two more supers now.
Two more supers, and then we will get into our content today.
You guys, oh my gosh, another one's coming in. They just
supers.
keep going here. $20 from Alex Lanier. Says, let's go Steelers. Here we go. And there's a 10 from Enzo. There we go, Enzo. Appreciate you. Says, yo, what's up, guys? Who do you think's going to be the standout player in training camp? And when do you think, if at all, we are going to draft a wide receiver and or safety? So I think they're kind of in wait-and-see mode on wide receiver and safety. Like, they've got a couple guys in the receiver room that they want to see how they play in camp. Roman Wilson, Robert Woods, and Calvin Austin. If none of those three guys are stepping up, they might go out and get a receiver like Gabe Davis. But we'll see on that. And then in the safety room, they're going to see how Juan Thornhill and Sebastian Castro play. I think Deshaun Elliott obviously is locked in. But if neither Thornhill or Castro is playing up to standard, then that's when they would go to the free agency market.
I've got an answer for this one.
Nikki Go2 says, what player will have the most impact in helping the Steelers reaching the playoffs / Super Bowl, and what addition will increase those odds the most?
The answer is TJ Watt.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big one.
That's the answer.
Yeah,
and then what addition would increase those odds
but
the most?
TJ Watt has been a constant over the last several years, and they haven't been good enough to win a Super Bowl, right? So
But if he's out, they're fucked.
No, absolutely. All right, TJ Watt is the most important and impactful player on the team. The person that might help get them over the top might be Caleb Johnson. All right, if Caleb Johnson is a superstar right away, and we've seen running backs in the league be stars immediately, and I love Caleb's fit in Arthur Smith's offense. If Caleb is like a top 5, top 10 back in the league this year, that might be enough to catapult this team in the title contention. Now, obviously, that's a big what if because he's a third-round rookie coming in, but he's got the talent and the speed and the big playability. And then Kurgan, of course, sends in a 15. Lemon shot time, baby. Let's go.
Shout out Kurgan. And then Bob Locke sends in a 10 and says, going to be the fullest raffle wheel ever
Yes.
to give away.
It's okay.
So here's what we're going to do. First of all, I'm not giving away any more entries until we get to 100 likes. So that's not happening. Get to 100 likes first, then we give away Bob Locke's entries.
All right, if we want to give away more raffle tickets, we got to get to 100 likes. So spam that like button. We got 200 people in here. We got to get to half in terms of likes. All right, here we go. We got another lemon shot for you guys.
Yeah.
God, it's so bad. Once it hits your vocal cords, it just like stings.
Once it hits the back of your throat.
It's just bad, man. All right, I appreciate you guys. We're at $20 away from 200 already, so that would be the next lemon shot is when we get to 200. So we're $20 away from that. But without further ado, before I have to take another lemon shot here, let's get into our first segment of the day, the latest news and rumors surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. We have a lot of Steelers news and rumors to cover today on the show. First up, the Steelers have unveiled new alternate throwback uniforms and helmets. We'll be breaking down my thoughts on those new unis here at the top of today's show. Then a very prominent NFL insider for the Pittsburgh Steelers doubled down on his stance that one of the wide receiver or safety is next up on the list for the Pittsburgh Steelers before the start of the 2025 season. And then Calvin Austin III went out of his way to praise both quarterback Aaron Rodgers and head coach Mike Tomlin recently. We'll break down Calvin's comments and why I think every Steelers fan should hear them. But before we get into the content today, this week it is Steelers training camp week. It officially begins in Latrobe. The wait is finally finally over and football is back in Pittsburgh. And I'm going to actually be going for the first slate of practices here Thursday through Saturday with my fiance Cassie. So if you guys want to say hi in Latrobe this weekend, feel free to do so. But also make sure you guys click that subscribe button because we're going to be giving you guys extensive daily Steelers camp coverage. I'm going to give you guys my scouting report every single day after practice in Latrobe this week from Pittsburgh. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you guys want that in-depth Steelers coverage to know how the Steelers are playing all throughout training camp. So today, the Pittsburgh Steelers did unveil their new alternate throwback uniforms. They're called the Forged in Pittsburgh alternate uniforms. And of course, they've got that rugby kind of style jersey with the yellow helmets. It's actually a matte yellow helmet with a gray face mask. And they've got tan pants with yellow socks. So, there's a lot of different feelings about this jersey, let's say. There's mixed reviews on it. But honestly, I'm not really digging them, guys. I really don't like the tan pants. The jerseys look more like rugby jerseys to me. And I understand and I appreciate the fact that they're trying to pay homage to the start of the organization and all that different stuff. And I do like that they went back to a yellow helmet here. That's something that I was calling for. But personally, my grade for these jerseys, because I'm not the biggest fan of the jersey itself, I'm not the biggest fan of tan pants, no matter who wears them, I'm actually going to give it a D. I like the helmet, and honestly, the helmet is the saving grace for me. But I think there's a reason why modern-day, NFL franchises don't wear rugby-style jerseys. It's because they don't look good on American football. I'm sorry. I just don't think that that's the case. Now, I do think there's a lot of potential with this new yellow helmet. I actually kind of hope that they wear this yellow helmet when they go to their Color Rush jerseys when they play the Dolphins on Monday Night Football this year. At home. So I do like the helmets. That's the one thing that I can say about it. And then another thing I can say about it, and really the only issue with this particular matchup, because the Steelers are playing the Green Bay Packers in that Week 8 matchup that they're wearing these uniforms on, Green Bay's helmets are also yellow. So there's some clashing there. And because of that, I think that Green Bay will probably wear their white helmets, their white alternates with their white uniforms. And we're going to have a gold/yellow versus white matchup under the lights at Acrisure Stadium when Aaron Rodgers plays his former team in Week 8. So that's kind of the matchup I'm expecting here, but let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Grade these new unis. Give me an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about these uniforms, but let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. A, B, C, D, or F for today's pinned question. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds, and when that happens, take advantage of that time by letting me know your thoughts on the new Steelers alternate throwbacks. And with that, let's have a word from our sponsor today at Fanatics, where you guys can get a brand new Steelers sweatshirt 50% off from our friends at Fanatics today when you go to chatsports.com/pithoodie. It also helps out the channel because we get a part of the proceeds of every single purchase made on this specific item when you use our link, chatsports.com/pithoodie. So if you're planning on getting another Steelers hoodie in your collection for this season, you guys can take care of that right now and get it 50% off when you use our link down there in the comments and description of today's show, chatsports.com/pithoodie. So now Mark Kaboly of the Pat McAfee Show has now doubled down that the Pittsburgh Steelers will probably add a safety at some point before the start of the 2025 NFL season. This is what Kaboly had to say over the weekend. I don't think Omar's done yet with safety. You talk about not doing your due diligence of trying to improve a defense and create competition by just handing a starting job to Juan Thornhill, who had a below-average season last year. I mean, that has to be on their mind. Maybe it's not now. Maybe it's in August when they cut some people or they can move some people around. But you would have to believe that that's something that they're really looking at right now, talking about adding a safety. Now, when it comes to adding a safety, guys, I think, it's definitely possible. I think that they could certainly go out and get a safety. But I also think the Steelers are probably in a wait-and-see mode at this point in time, all right? I think they have a certain, set of players that they want to see how they open up camp. And if none of those players step up in their given roles, then I think the Steelers could move to to free agency to add a safety or potentially even a wide receiver. At receiver, they're going to be looking at guys like Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and Robert Woods. Really specifically, I think Roman Wilson and Robert Woods, because they're going to need somebody that they can trust out there on early downs to run block. And if Roman Wilson and Robert Woods aren't getting that job done, then they might turn to somebody like a Gabe Davis. And then Juan Thornhill and Sebastian Castro, the UDFA out of Iowa, are going to be the two safeties that they look at. And if neither one of those guys are getting the job done, then they would probably look to free agency to add a safety midway through training camp. And, like I said, if they add a wide receiver, I think it's probably going to be Gabe Davis. They did bring him in for a visit. Davis apparently really enjoyed his time in Pittsburgh. He wants to play here this year. And obviously there's a reason why the Steelers haven't brought him in, probably because of injury concerns. So they want to see if Robert Woods and or Roman Wilson can step up this year. But I would say if they do add a receiver in free agency at this point, it would probably be Gabe Davis. And then the safety position, you've got a couple more options out there that I think are realistic. Justin Simmons, true free safety, is somebody you could certainly look at. Julian Blackmon is somebody that's a very popular name on Steelers Twitter right now, but some other good names, Quandre Diggs, Marcus Williams, and Jordan Whitehead have all been starters in this league for a very long time. And then Jordan Poyer, somebody that's actually very close with Aaron Rodgers, went on ayahuasca retreats with Aaron Rodgers, is another name to consider as well at safety. So I do think, they're going to be in wait-and-see mode here when we start practices in Latrobe on Thursday. They're going to let these guys kind of battle it out for a little bit, but if nobody's really stepping up into that true wide receiver 2 role on early downs to be able to be a good run blocker and a good receiver at the same time, then they might be looking at Gabe Davis, somebody who's an excellent run blocker and can be another deep threat for this offense. So predict it for me down there in the comment section. Which position or positions will Pittsburgh add before the start of the year? Will they add a receiver? Will they add a safety? Or will they add to both positions before the start of the year? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section. So now I want to go into some comments that we have gotten from Calvin Austin III, the wide receiver, who has had some high praise for both new starting quarterback Aaron Rodgers and head coach Mike Tomlin this offseason. And he really provided a lot of detail and nuance into his answers, not just kind of like generic player speak. So I wanted to share what he said about these two guys with you. Let's start with Aaron Rodgers here, where Calvin, talking about his time with Rodgers in Malibu, saying spending time at Aaron's crib, just chilling, talking and getting to know him. We went out to Nobu, which is a steakhouse. That was probably one of the best experiences. It was good food and the view was great. We probably ate for like 3 hours. We were just talking. We weren't even thinking about the time because we were real deal chopping it up. We were talking about life, what we think about things, just everything. Looking back at that was so pivotal going into this training camp because now I feel extremely comfortable with him talking about Rodgers. Being out there with him in Malibu and talking one-on-one with him and the rest of the receivers and really seeing how he thinks about football. He thinks about the game. For example, he's going over 2 minutes and what his mindset is. His mindset is, quote, we're going to do this because I know the defense is going to do this and they don't want to do this, unquote. You see that experience and playing with a Hall of Fame quarterback, it's going to be special. Sometimes you can be given too much or sometimes quarterbacks say too much. Aaron just broke it down like get open on time with my feet and cadence. Anything else we can work with. It's not like this, you have to be here. He just lets you play football. We on that level now. The chemistry and all that stuff you can't measure are the things that help you win close games. So listen, guys, I was told Rodgers, couldn't build chemistry with receivers if he wasn't at OTAs. Well, I also said, that was true, but that chemistry could also be picked up by a trip to Malibu, which is exactly what Aaron Rodgers did with his weapons. And I was also told that Rodgers was a bad and selfish teammate and everyone was going to hate him on this football team. Well, that certainly hasn't been the case to this point. Everybody in this wide receiver room and tight end room seems to really be enjoying themselves. They enjoyed their time out in Malibu, and Rodgers seems to, at least to this point, have been a very gracious host there in Malibu and to his teammates. And then Calvin didn't just stop at Rodgers either. He also praised the Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin and his leadership ability to motivate and lock players in from week to week. This is what Calvin had to say about Coach T. We definitely, as a team, ignore the calls to fire Coach Tomlin. When the coach comes in that Wednesday morning and outlines how the exact game is going to go, what's their offensive coordinator's mindset, what's their defensive coordinator's mindset, and the game goes exactly like that, we can't come in and be like, I don't know. He literally told us how it was going to be. He's giving us the game. At that point, it's on us about executing. I feel like that outside noise is the last thing we think about because we have the trust in Coach Tomlin that he's going to have us ready. So listen, man, I think that the one thing that Tomlin is really, really good at, and he's still performing at a high level at, is that he's still one of the best motivators in sports, and he's one of the best at commanding the respect of the players in the locker room, right? It's very clear when you hear these players talk about him that they really respect him as a leader and as the CEO of this organization, all right? And because of that, players are always going to go to bat for him, all right? When Art Rooney and Omar Khan have their end-of-year, interviews with these players and they ask them, do you want Coach Tomlin to come back next year? The answer is always going to be yes, because Tomlin is a player's coach. He's somebody that, whose leadership style players really respect. He understands the competitive nature of things, and Russell Wilson has talked about this in the past as well, how Tomlin just has a knack for finding these buttons to press with these players to get them to play their best, and that is really where Tomlin is special as an NFL head coach. But that doesn't mean that, Tomlin's a perfect head coach, and a lot of the concerns that people have brought up about Tomlin as a head coach are very, valid. There's more to being a head coach in the National Football League than just being able to motivate a locker room or earn the respect of the players in that locker room, right? There's there's game management, there's team building, there's defensive philosophy and scheme, and you could certainly argue that Tomlin has fallen short on a lot of these areas. All right, he's a defense first team builder. That's something that I have been critical of this organization for a very long time for, is that they spend too much money on defense in an offensive league. Also, they have that old school kind of defensive scheme, kind of the old school almost Tampa 2 fire zone based defense here that they've run forever. Also, I think that Tomlin's had his moments of poor game management, not using challenges correctly, not using timeouts correctly at the end of halves or games. We've certainly seen examples of that. He's had trouble getting the offensive coordinator hire right because he's not an offensive mind, so his ability to identify offensive play calling talent maybe hasn't been the best. He's also had a hard time finding the right quarterback to replace Big Ben Roethlisberger, who he was handed heading into the job, by the way. And also there's been some really bad collapses defensively, his side of the football in the postseason, that can at least be partially contributed to him. So I think that this year, guys, a lot of Mike Tomlin and his future with the Pittsburgh Steelers rides on Arthur Smith and how the offense does this year and how Aaron Rodgers performs this year. Because if he gets another offensive coordinator and another quarterback, addition wrong here in Pittsburgh, I think we're probably looking at a below 500 record here in Pittsburgh this year. And if that happens, then I think Tomlin will probably be traded next offseason. I don't think Tomlin is going to want to stick around here if he doesn't see the future of this team being bright. And if that's the case, I think the Steelers will say, you know what, we'll find someone willing to trade a draft pick for you, which that would almost certainly be the case. Tomlin would be probably the hottest commodity on the coaching market next year if he hits that market. So I don't think the Steelers would have any issue finding a draft pick in exchange for Coach T. But I will say this, guys, I think more than likely Arthur Smith in the offense and Aaron Rodgers in the offense are going to have some level of success this year. The Steelers will probably get to double-digit wins again this year and once again make the postseason, keeping Tomlin's job safe for yet another season. So finish up for us here on today's show by answering this question. What are the odds that Mike Tomlin is still the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach in 2026? So that's 2 seasons from now. Give me a 0, meaning no chance that he's going to be here next season, or 100, meaning there's a definite chance, or even a number in the middle. Let me know the percent chance Tomlin is still here next season down there in the comments section. And that'll be it for today's edition of Steelers News and Rumors. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me here to the very end of today's show. We got more coverage coming your way tomorrow on the Black and Gold, so click that subscribe button for all the latest. All right, got some super chats rolling in here, guys. Chris, $2, says, those uniforms make us look dumb as the Browns. I hate to say it, Coop. I think they're the worst alternate uniforms in the division.
They might be, but the Steelers could do a lot of stupid things, and they would never be as dumb as that franchise.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns are unique. I mean, listen, man, if I'm going to choose the thing that my organization would be incompetent in, I'm picking alternate uniforms.
I'm not going.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm picking one thing for my organization to suck in, I'm picking alternate uniform design.
Would you rather have a bad uniform or sign a quarterback to a $230 million, 100% guaranteed
with 40-plus sexual harassment lawsuits?
And a torn Achilles twice.
Yeah, I mean,
Which one are you picking?
it's ridiculous, man. So Chuchi with a 20. What's up, Chuchi?
Chuchi!
Says, are they going to play Washington with Smith and Freiermuth, all 3 tight ends, in some 12-13 personnel packages? I think that's what they call it. Yes, so 12 and 13 personnel. So 12 is 2 tight ends, 13 is 3 tight ends. And they will be, so last year they were number 1 in 13 personnel. And that was with Michael Pruitt and Connor Hayward. All right, now that they've got Washington, Smith, and Muth, they will easily be the number 1 team in the entire league in 13 personnel.
They were number 1 last year as well?
They were number 1 in 13 last year, and that was with a worse tight end room, right? So they will clearly, far and away, lead the league in 13 personnel this year. And then when it comes to 12 and 13 personnel combined, so heavy personnel packages, they will lead the league in that percentage as well.
Will they more or less base in 12?
Yes. So, like, they're paying Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith starter money, both of them. So you have to play both of them starter reps, which means 12 personnel most of the time. Now, obviously, when the Steelers are in their pass-heavy situations, they will go to an 11 personnel package with 3 wide receivers on the field.
But is Jonnu not one of your best receivers?
Yeah, absolutely. And Muth is one of your better receivers right now. You know, Muth is really probably your safety blanket, possession type guy that stretches the seam, finds soft spots and zones, has good hands. I mean, his contested catch rate last year, Muth's, was unbelievably good. And then Jonnu Smith, I mean, you know, he's more of a yak threat. He's an athletic piece, undersized tight end. But as that kind of, you know, end of the wing in 13 personnel, like his blocking assignments are not going to be that crazy, right? And I think that this offense is built to smash opposing defenses. It's going to force defenses to play where they're least comfortable, which is in base formation. They're going to have to play heavier. They're going to have to play slower. They're going to have to play in personnel packages that they don't practice a whole lot in. And it's going to make playing the Steelers offense extremely difficult this year, especially if they can get that run game going. If that run game is good here in Pittsburgh, that's going to make everything else go. All right, so that really is the foundation of the team this year. But our donation menu today, guys, we're giving away one of these Steelers Talk hats at the end of the show today. We've already got an extensive raffle wheel.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys want to get some tickets today, $5 to get a ticket, $10 to get 3 raffle tickets, $20 to get 10 tickets plus your name on the Steelers Talk Gong. Speaking of that, I got to put Chuchi's name on here.
And we're also about $50 away from hitting the gong.
Yeah, we're what? $45 away from hitting the gong here, guys. So if you guys want, somebody sends in a 50, we'll hit the gong right now.
This is a interesting one from Max Payne. He says the pants look like rotten flesh. How do you know what rotten flesh looks like, Max Payne?
I mean, it does. Like, the joke I made when the Giants came out with their nude-colored pants is that it literally looks like they're nude. Like, it looks like you're not wearing pants out there, which is a bit weird. Oh, no. Oh, okay, we're good. So I don't love the tan-colored pants. I think, you know, if you wanted to do this you wanted to do this design, just do black pants. It looks so much better with black pants. But now you got a yellow jersey with yellow socks and a yellow helmet with a tan that looks a lot yellow, like it's a very yellow tan as the base layer too, but it's a different shade, so it looks bad and it clashes. It just doesn't look good, in my opinion.
Max Payne, don't tell the FBI how you know what rotten flesh looks like. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so we did pass 200 though, which means I got another lemon shot here that I got to put down.
Does that have some nutrients to it at least?
Vitamin C? I think. Either way, it tastes terrible. There we go. Appreciate you guys. We are $45 away from hitting the gong, and by the way, another lemon shot. So if you guys want to keep those donations flowing, we greatly appreciate you guys. But without further ado, let's get into our final segment of the day here. 10 Steelers players. What's that, Coop? Before Madden, that's right. So we got 10 players to watch during Steelers training camp this year, and it's coming at you guys right now. Steelers training camp and the start of Steelers training camp practices is right around the corner here. So today, I've got 10 Steelers on the roster this year that you guys as Steelers fans need to be watching out for during Steelers training camp practices in Latrobe this year. But before we get into the content today, guys, click that thumbs up icon if you are pumped for the start of the 2025 NFL season. I know we are excited here on Steelers Talk for this year. If you're with us on that, click that thumbs up icon right now to show your support for the channel and for the Steelers. Okay, so obviously the first one that everybody's going to have their eyes on is Aaron Rodgers, the starting quarterback. I mean, Rodgers is arguably a top 5 quarterback in the history of the National Football League. In terms of the true pantheon of the sport, Rodgers is probably the highest ranking quarterback in league history to ever play for the Steelers. And obviously, this is probably going to be his only training camp where people are going to be able to get a look at him. And plus, he's got probably the prettiest throwing motion in league history. So, it's going to be impossible to keep your eyes off of Aaron Rodgers in Latrobe. And I can't wait to see how he looks. I can't wait to see, how quickly he's getting the ball out and the level of chemistry he has with the weapons that he has to work with. I can't wait to see how much under center he's going to be doing during these practices instead of in shotgun, which he is really based out of his entire career. I'm excited to see what this offense is going to look like with Aaron Rodgers under center and kind of get a feel for what this offense with Rodgers at quarterback is going to look like. So he's definitely the number one guy that every Steelers fan is going to be watching out for here this week. But the second one here, and I'm going to be keeping a very close eye out here on Roman Wilson. All right, second-year receiver out of Michigan, gets hurt in training camp last year, the first day of pads in Latrobe, actually, gets hurt, and he just couldn't get on the moving train, as Mike Tomlin liked to put it. Last season, apparently he had trouble picking up the playbook. And, this year it's going to be a big year for Roman Wilson to show that not only can he be a starter, but that he can really step up into a major role. I do think Robert Woods, the veteran, is going to be slotting in as that 12 personnel wide receiver on early downs, at least to start training camp here. That is going to be his job to lose, or another way to look at it is that it's going to be Roman Wilson's job to win, because Calvin Austin III is completely useless in run blocking roles. He's just too small. He doesn't have the functional play strength to be able to be a functional blocker in the run game. But Roman Wilson is absolutely somebody that can go out there, and he was known for his run blocking there with the Michigan Wolverines. And you go out there in 12 personnel, which has two wide receivers on the field. You want both of those receivers to be able to run block. So the Steelers are going to be living in a lot of 12 personnel this year with Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith both on the roster and getting starter level money. So you need that number 2 receiver to be able to run block. We know Robert Woods is a pretty good run blocker, even though he's pretty lackluster as a receiver and as an athlete at this point in his NFL career. But Roman Wilson is a fantastic athlete with phenomenal acceleration and speed. And if he can show himself to be a legitimate receiving weapon as well as a legitimate run blocker, then that 12 personnel receiver role could be his. So that's going to be a big time player that I'm going to be watching out for here. And if neither Woods or Roman is working out and as that 12 personnel wide receiver, I think the Steelers' backup plan is to sign Gabe Davis in NFL free agency. He is big. He is an excellent run blocker. And even though he does have some injury concerns coming off a major knee injury last year in Jacksonville, he's a deep threat as well that can be utilized by Aaron Rodgers in this offense if they bring him in. So predict it for me down there in the comments section. Which wide receiver gets the second most snaps this year? Do you think it'll be Calvin Austin III? Do you think it'll be Roman Wilson? Do you think it'll be Gabe Davis? Who do you think it'll be? Let me know down there in the comments section for today's pinned question. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds, and when that happens, take advantage of that time. But let me know which receiver gets the second most snaps this year. Just so you guys know, last year it was not Calvin Austin III, it was Van Jefferson. All right, so now let's get into another offensive player that I am going to be watching very closely, and that is Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back out of Iowa. And I think that Caleb Johnson could be one of the bigger X factors for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. If Caleb can come out and be a legitimate stud running back right out of the gate and catapults this Steelers run game into one of the best in the league, that's the type of thing that can catapult this Steelers team into being one of the best, not only in the division, not only in the AFC, but also in the entire National Football League. And I think if he wants to have a significant role week 1, he's going to have to earn it in Latrobe, and he's going to have to earn it in the preseason preseason with the reps that he gets. Like, the Steelers are not just going to hand him that early down work in front of Jaylen Warren just because, he's the new running back that's 230 pounds and runs really fast, right? He's going to have to earn everything that he gets, especially in terms of week 1 status. So hopefully he can come out and have a strong camp so that he can hit the ground running in week 1. And then a couple of guys that on the offensive line that I'm definitely going to be watching closely and are big X factors for the Steelers up front this year are Broderick Jones and Mason McCormick. Of course, both of these guys played on the right side last year. McCormick is sticking at right guard, but Broderick Jones is moving back over to left tackle where he played his high school and college ball. And if Broderick and McCormick hit, if both of these guys turn into solid to good NFL starters, the Steelers will be cooking with gas this year, all right? Because you've got Zach Frazier, who's arguably already a top 5 center in the entire league. Isaac Seumalo is one of the steadiest guards in football. Troy Fautano, if he stays on the field and healthy, we already know what he's capable of as a player. He's awesome. So if Broderick and McCormick can catch up to those guys and become legitimate starters where they were not last year, if we're being completely frank, then this offensive line has a chance to be really, really good here in 2025 and make this Steelers offense the best it's been in a very, very long time. So coming up here on Steelers Talk, some defensive players to watch, all right? We went through the 5 offensive players. Now I got 5 defensive players for you guys to watch out for when we get to Latrobe later in the week. But before we get into all that, let's have word from our sponsor here at Fanatics, where you guys can get a 50% off Pittsburgh Steelers hoodie today when you go to chatsports.com/Pitt hoodie. I really like the design here, guys, with the black, and then you've got the Steelers logo there on the chest with the Pitt on there, with the football. All that different stuff is great, and it can be your new lucky Steelers sweatshirt to wear during Steelers game days this year, or whether you're at Acrisure Stadium cheering on the Steelers in person, or whether you're at home and you're staying comfy watching the Steelers play. It's 50% off, guys, so if you like really quality Steelers apparel for a great price and for a sale price here, 50% off this hoodie right here when you go to chatsports.com/Pitt hoodie. So I think that the guy that a lot of people are going to be watching, another new addition, another big name, Aaron Rodgers will be kind of the main guy fans watch this year on offense, but then Jalen Ramsey, the new starting DB for the Steelers, who was obviously the big piece in that blockbuster trade that happened a couple weeks ago, will be the guy most fans turn their eyes to on defense, all right? And I am excited to see how Ramsey is going to be used because I think they are going to move him all over the formation. When they're in base formations, which means just 2 outside corners, he's probably going to be playing some in the box and as a true strong safety. But then when they are in their nickel looks, which is most of the time, he's going to be their starting slot corner, and I expect them to blitz him a lot. I expect him to be their chess piece if they move all over the place because that's what he did at a really high level with the Los Angeles Rams and with the Miami Dolphins. He's never been a full-time slot player, but that's what he's going to be expected to do here in Pittsburgh, and I really love the way he played in the slot in his time in Miami and Los Angeles. I think I definitely see the vision for what the Steelers see for Jalen Ramsey here over the next several years, and I can't wait to see that get started in these first few practices in Latrobe. But another kind of DB that I'm going to be watching out for here is UDFA out of Iowa, Sebastian Castro, who I think has a chance to be as much of an impact as any undrafted free agent in this year's rookie class in the entire NFL. All right, because right now, after trading away Minkah Fitzpatrick, the Steelers' safety room is not exactly filled to the brim, right? It's actually quite light as we approach training camp here. But I couldn't believe Sebastian Castro didn't get drafted this year. I had a late day 2, early day 3 grade on Castro because even though he's not the best athlete, he was an older prospect, and he did have some tackling inconsistencies. He wasn't a bad tackler, but he certainly wasn't an elite one. I really loved his film, and I love his football IQ. Those Iowa coaches, I don't know who coaches DBs at Iowa, but he does a fantastic job. Iowa DBs are just littered all over the National Football League, and Castro has a chance to be that next guy. He's super smart. He plays with excellent zone instincts. He reads the eyes of the quarterback in zone extremely well and triggers very quickly. I love his positional versatility. He can play anything from deep safety to box safety to even nickel cornerback, and then I really like his run diagnostics. He knows where he needs to be. He knows the run fit that he needs to fill. Does his assignment. He actually takes on blocks really well for somebody that's just over 200 pounds. Now, you guys can see here the relative athletic score is one of the main reasons why he didn't get drafted. To go along with his older age of 24 years old, he just didn't test very well. He ran a 4.58. He's only 203 pounds. He's not somebody that's necessarily an athletic freak, and because he's older, he's going to have a shorter runway. But people were comparing Castro heading into his final season at Iowa to Brian Branch because of their lack of physical athleticism, but their instincts and their ability to make plays on the football. Now, I don't think Castro's going to be Brian Branch. I want to make that abundantly clear. I had a much higher grade on Branch coming out of Alabama than I did on Castro, and even Branch is a better athlete, in my opinion, than what Castro's bringing to the table for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I think Castro can absolutely be a contributor in an NFL secondary if called upon. Now, the guy that he's going to have to take the job from is Juan Thornhill, who's a longtime veteran. He's a former Super Bowl champion as a starting free safety for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's had a couple down years with the Cleveland Browns. Dealt with some injuries there, didn't play all that well, but he played really well at Steelers mandatory minicamp this year. He's really excited to be here, and the Steelers are excited about him as well. But I will say, don't be shocked if this kid, Sebastian Castro, not only makes the team with this kind of lighter safety room right now, but he eventually takes Juan Thornhill's job, whether Thornhill gets injured or whether he's not playing well. It would not shock me at all if Sebastian Castro is this team's starting one of this team's starting safeties by the end of the year beside Deshaun Elliott. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Is Sebastian Castro a starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers at safety by the end of the year? Type S if you think he'll be a starter, or type B if you think he'll be a backup for the entire season. Then we got another defender here that I'm very excited to watch and I think could be a big-time game changer for the Steelers on defense. Peyton Wilson, second-year player out of NC State, has put on some serious poundage here during the offseason, guys. Now, the thing on Wilson that was a little bit of a concern coming out is that some people thought he was a bit light and he was more of just a coverage player coming out, and that's exactly why the Steelers used him the way they did, right? They had Landon Roberts on the field on early downs along with Patrick Queen, and then when they got to their passing downs, they would put Peyton Wilson in there because that's what he's known for. He's an excellent coverage linebacker, but now he's gained 8 pounds during the offseason, and he's now over 240 pounds. He's 13 pounds heavier than Patrick Queen, guys, so this guy's ready to take on a full-time starting role for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and even guys like Luke Kuechly, who is a Hall of Fame linebacker and in his time, the best linebacker in football, talks about Peyton Wilson like he is the next of his ilk, the next of like the superstar linebackers in the National Football League. So I think that having an impact player in the middle of your defense at linebacker, it's super rare to find, but when you have one, it's so valuable to your football team and for your defense. The Steelers have a chance to have one of those special star players in the middle of their defense here with Peyton Wilson. I can't wait to see how he looks out there in Latrobe. Then another guy I'm going to be keeping my eye out here at linebacker is Cole Holcomb, who, of course, missed the entirety of last season with a really gruesome knee injury that he suffered against the Titans 2 seasons ago. And before the injury, Holcomb was a very balanced, if unremarkable, starting linebacker. He did everything well, but nothing like exceptionally well. He's just a good player, good, overall player to have on your football team. And the question coming off that injury and after a full year off is, how good is he still? Like, how far of a step back, if at all, is he taking here after missing an entire season of football? So we'll see. I'm really rooting for him. I think all of Steelers Nation is rooting for him because having a third linebacker like this that is starter quality would be huge, especially if Patrick Queen or Peyton Wilson, God forbid, goes down with an injury. But if Cole Holcomb fails, then he's not ready to go and he's not, an NFL starting caliber player anymore. Then Malik Harrison, the guy that they brought in free agency this year to replace Landon Roberts, is going to be there waiting. Now, Harrison is going to be making the team regardless as a special teamer. He's an excellent special team player. But he's also a decent run defender as well, all right? So if they want to be able to put him in that quote-unquote a Landon Roberts role, they can certainly do that if Cole Holcomb is not up to snuff. So let me know who you think is going to be the number 3 linebacker in this rotation this year. Type C if you think Cole Holcomb, or type M for Malik Harrison. Honestly, guys, I think the top 2 linebackers are going to get a big majority of the snaps in Patrick Queen and Cole Holcomb, but it's always nice to have that third guy in the rotation. So let me know who you think is going to win that job down there in the comments section. Final player I'm going to be watching here, and only the second rookie, or actually third rookie, my mistake, that I have on this list here. Another Iowa Hawkeye, Y.A. Black, the new nose tackle that they drafted on day 3 of the draft this year. And I'm interested to see how good he is right away. I thought that Black had some pad level issues in his time there at Iowa. And I thought that he was somebody that maybe needed a little bit of time to learn from NFL coaching before he was ready to take on a full-time role with a team. But the team did get rid of Montravius Adams shortly after drafting Y.A. Black. So that would kind of indicate that they feel pretty good about Y.A. heading into his rookie season as a run-defending nose tackle that comes in on occasion and in the rotation. Don't expect Black to be a full-time rotation piece or anything like that. I do think Keanu Benton, Cam Hayward, and Derek Harmon will get a large majority of the snaps on defense this year. But the Steelers have definitely made it a priority to have a good rotation of guys that can come in and keep guys fresh. So I do think Black on certain early down, goal line, third and short type of looks, Black is going to be a big-bodied presence that's going to be somewhat of a value for the Steelers this year. All right, that'll be it for me today, guys. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already for extensive Steelers training camp coverage. I've got practice notes every single day. The Steelers take the practice field all throughout training camp, so make sure you click that subscribe button for that free, extensive coverage of the Pittsburgh Steelers during training camp this year. All right, we got some super chats to get into here before we get into our Madden stream. $5 from Wonder Boy says, "Let's go Steelers. Can't wait to see these running backs." I can't wait to see Caleb Johnson, Coop. I think he was the perfect fit for this offense and for a team that really needs somebody to step in and be that, Derrick Henry, quote-unquote, type of running back. He's not 250 like Derrick Henry was for Arthur Smith when he was in Tennessee,
right.
But he's 230, which is still a very big back. That's like Le'Veon Bell. Just for reference, who was also a big back, but I think he's even faster than Le'Veon was, and he's got excellent vision, excellent patience, just like Le'Veon. And I think if this offensive line can hold their weight and they can create some good run lanes with this wide zone offense that they want to run here in Pittsburgh, I think Caleb Johnson's going to be an instant hit.
I'm excited to see how Caleb plays. I would love to see him have a large role very early, but that just depends how he plays in training camp and preseason. You still have Jaylen Warren, obviously, who's a very good back, too. So it's not like you're in a huge rush to get Caleb all of those carries, but it would be nice if you could get him up to speed quick, for sure.
Yeah, 100%, because that would allow Jaylen Warren to go back to the role that I think he's best in, which is the best third down running back in the league.
And you also have Kenny Gainwell, too.
And that's the thing. If Caleb's not ready to go, you got Jaylen, who I think is one of the most underrated running backs, period, in the league, as your number one to start the season. And then Kenny Gainwell is a really good third down back in his own right, where he can do those third down reps until Caleb is ready to be put into the full-time rotation. Bernard here says, what do you think about Y.A. Black?
He said that just before we talked about him.
So I guess, I was able to talk about him there for a little bit. But, yeah, he's a big body, and he's very strong, and they're expecting him to be a run stuffer.
The Steelers got a lot of Iowa guys in this.
They did. They really like their Iowa dudes. And
Y.A., Caleb, Castro, and
well, listen, man, if you go to Iowa to play football, you got to love football.
Oh, yeah.
You got to love football.
Well, and also,
they coach their players extremely well there.
And you're wearing Steelers uniforms already.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're pretty much Steelers uniforms, so you already look good in black and gold if you're playing for the Hawks. So, yeah, I'm excited about Y.A. Black. He won't get on the field too much, but he will be very specialized in the role that he plays as a run stuffer. $10 from Max Payne says, how will Derek Harmon die this year or do? Yeah, do. Hopefully, we really hope he doesn't die this year, Max. Says he looks explosive. The fact that he puts a bomb on that same message is crazy, Max Payne. But I think he'll do great this year, man. He does look explosive because he is explosive. He's just an insane athlete. And he knows how to use that athleticism. He just gets in the backfield super, super quickly, and disruption from interior rushers is what you're looking for. You're not necessarily looking for sacks from those guys, even though you would like to see sacks, but you want guys that affect the pocket quickly. Those are the guys that are the most impactful pass rushers in football. The Aaron Donalds of the world, the Dexter Lawrences of the world, the Jeffrey Simmonses of the world, the Quinnen Williamses of the world. The guys that just get back there quickly are the people that are the best in the world at getting after quarterbacks. And, Cam Hayward, is very good in his own right at doing that. But Harmon's got a little bit more of that twitch and more of that quick hitting ability.
Would you say he has a boof?
He does have a boof to him.
Not a...
God, you just love my sound effects, don't you, Coop? But yeah, very excited about Derek Carman. I think he's going to have a really good rookie season. $2 from John Stevenson says, I am sorry, new look is not that intimidating.
I don't disagree, John.
I'm with you, John. I'm not the biggest fan of the old school rugby look with the tan pants. Whenever you go out in tan pants, I think you've already lost the discussion.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. In the 60s, they had really nice all black unis with yellow lettering.
Yep.
I think those would have looked sick because that's close to the color rush. And then you have like the same yellow helmet. Do the same exact yellow helmet. Just have all black jerseys with yellow numbers. Make it the 1960s look. I think that would have looked a lot better. I think the all white with the black helmets with the gray face masks. Just keep that helmet. I think that would have been good.
Oh, I'm with you.
But, that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. Chuchi with a 10 says, will it be Rudolph or Will Howard if Rodgers gets injured, and can they still get into the promised land?
It'll be Rudolph.
Without Rodgers, they have no chance. Sorry, they just don't. That's why they got Rodgers, right? If they felt like they had a chance to win a Super Bowl with Mason Rudolph, they probably wouldn't have got Rodgers. So if you lose Rodgers, the season's over. All right, that's done. It's done. I'm just going to tell you guys the truth right now. Maybe they could make the playoffs with Mason Rudolph and sneak in, but I highly doubt they win a playoff game. And I can pretty much guarantee you they don't win a Super Bowl with either one of those guys playing this year. Now, Will Howard, hopefully he can develop and play, and become the starter that can eventually win Super Bowls. It's not going to happen in his rookie season. All right, so. Hopefully Rodgers doesn't get injured. That's all I'm going to say. But we're getting ready here for our next Madden stream. It is what is it now? 16. Week 16. The Steelers are sitting at 10-4. Double-digit win season yet again with 3 regular season games left to go. They are still trailing the Baltimore Ravens in the division by 1 game. The Ravens are sitting at 11-3. Steelers are at 10-4, and it's a tough opponent on the road versus Detroit.
I went normal uniforms today.
Normal uniforms today. All right, cool. I would have liked to see the Detroit alternates, the all blues. Those are sick. So the one time I want you to go alternates, you don't do it.
You gotta speak up.
I guess so. All right, man. Let's kick this off. It looks like the Steelers are going to get the football first. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. All right, they're going to field it at the 6. And it's not going to go far, just to the 25, it looks like. But there goes Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin, telling Rodgers what he wants out of this first drive as he takes the field. Rodgers only 2 losses as the starting quarterback in our Summer Madden Series. Rodgers, of course, didn't sign with the team until week 7 of our Madden simulated season. Good thing that Mason Rudolph and Willie Howard held the fort there with a 3-2 record. Yeah, exactly. Under center here to start. Play action. Rodgers has all the time in the world. Wrist flick down the field. It is caught by DK. Big gain. First down, Steelers.
Rocky to DK.
Let's go. He did have that little wrist flick there. And it looked like Brian Branch beat Brian Branch in coverage there.
A.K.A. Sebastian Castro.
Getting that, he might be Brian Branch light. More like Armani Hooker for the Tennessee Titans. He's a good safety. So here we go. I formation here for Pittsburgh. They're going to hand it off to Jalen Moore. He's got blockers in front of him. There he goes to the 30, to the 20. He's brought down at the 20-yard line. First down, Steelers.
21-yard gain for Jalen.
By the way, I predict some regression from the Detroit Lions this year.
I do too.
No Ben Johnson, no Aaron Glenn. Usually when teams, especially with the CEO head coach, lose both their coordinators, they get worse the next year, not better. Shotgun here for Rodgers. Going to send Muth in motion, takes the snap. He's looking. He's going to throw towards the end zone. Almost picked. It's knocked down. I think that's Amik Robertson, if I'm not mistaken. It is Amik Robertson.
Former Raider.
Former Raider. Mitchell Renz's favorite Raider of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's 2nd down and 10. From Detroit's 20, they go back into the I formation. And they're going to hand it off to Jalen Warren again. This time Detroit's ready for it. It's just a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and long. Raji's going to have to dig him out here.
Come on, Raji.
Come on, Raji. By the way, we are giving away one of these Steelers Talk hats at the end of the show. And we are about $20 away from hitting the gong. So who's going to get us over the top? Shotgun here for Rodgers. Nothing there initially. Moving around in the pocket. Now he's going to look to run. He's going to get sacked. 4th down and 12. Steelers will kick the field goal. And that's disappointing after a really good start to that drive. Multiple explosive plays to start the drive, and then it just peters out.
By the way, Phillip Rivers officially announced his retirement.
He just officially announced it?
Apparently.
He hasn't played since what? His Colts days?
Yeah.
Back in 2021?
Yep.
God. Guess there just wasn't a team.
I guess not.
So the great and powerful Boz puts it up. This should be a chip shot for him, and it is good. 3-0 Steelers to start this one off. But, in these 5-minute Madden games, Coop, these settling for field goals is kind of the kiss of death. Got to get these touchdowns, man.
They'll be able to move against this defense.
Yeah, they should be. Kick is away. And it is fielded at the 4 by Detroit. It is taken out. He runs into his own man, and he gets to the 28. So here comes Jared Goff. Was just featured on the latest season of Quarterback on Netflix.
Haven't watched.
It's very good.
Good?
It's very good.
Did they show his wife?
They did show his wife. A lot.
They know what they're doing.
Let's just say Goff has a large picture of her in her Sports Illustrated shoot in his office right by his computer. Play action here for Goff. He's going to throw it down the field wide open. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1st down, Detroit. So that play action pass that Jared Goff is very well known for. And he gets it to his number 1 target to start this one off. By the way, we got over 250 Yinzers in the chat. If you want to click that thumbs up icon and that subscribe button, we would greatly appreciate it. Here we go. They go 13 personnel here. They send a tight end out in motion. It's going to be a 5-step drop, quick throw underneath. It is caught somehow by Amon-Ra St. Brown. Patrick Queen on the coverage. It's a gain of 2. So Phillip Rivers is retiring a Charger. Good for him. Good for him.
He can field an entire starting 11 of children and him.
Yeah. It'd be the Jackson 5 of football teams. Under center here is Goff. And he will take a 5-step drop. He's got some time. Now he throws it to his check down. It is caught.
Good tackle.
And a good tackle out in space by T.J. Watt. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. Everybody spam those stops in the chat. I just got a Venmo. I will send it your way, Coop.
Sounds good. We got Montreal in the house. Rod Young. Rod, I've been considering a trip to Montreal.
So here we go. They got a condensed bunch out to the left. Condensed formation in general here for Detroit. Shotgun Goff. We send a man, Laporta, out in motion. Takes a snap. He will throw quickly wide open underneath. 1st down, Lions, Jamison Williams. I mean, that's just too easy, man. You got to make him earn it. Got to make him earn it, Coop.
Can't be that easy.
Just wide open. Right underneath for an easy 1st. Detroit moves the sticks. Now they're at the Steelers' 40-yard line. So here we go. Same condensed formation as the last play here. Looks like the same exact play. Now he will throw underneath again. It is caught by Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's going to try. He makes a couple men miss, but now he's going to get 5 yards on the play. That looks like Cole Holcomb on the tackle. Man, Coop, I think the 2 kind of breakout stars on the Steelers this year that we talk about at the end of the year, probably Caleb Johnson and Peyton Wilson.
Ooh.
Those 2 guys, I think, are going to be stellar this year. Offset I formation for Detroit on 2nd down and 5. Condensed formation for the Pussies. Going to be 5-yard.
Good God.
Oh, look at this. Jahmyr Gibbs just making people miss. 1st down, Lions.
I'm going to go Calvin as my breakout star.
I just don't know if he's going to be on the field enough to be a breakout, like a true breakout star. I think with the right team, he could be like a Darnell Mooney type, but on a team that just wants run blockers on the field at all times like the Steelers do, I just don't know if you can trust him on early downs.
Shout out Steeler Jacks.
Steeler Jacks, appreciate you, my man. $10 gets you into the raffle. 6 raffle tickets. Did he have a message here?
You tell me.
Said, nice ring. Congratulations, Jack. Here we go, Steelers. Appreciate you, my man. By the way, we're $10 away from hitting the gong and another lemon shot. Who's gonna dunk it home here? Steeler Jacks throws up the lob. Who's gonna dunk it home? $10 here, or first down and 10 for Goff and the Lions. They throw it up and it's intercepted. Is this Jalen Ramsey or is it Darius Slay? Who is this? Juan Thornhill with the interception. Double deuce.
Yeah.
We go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go, man. Steelers take over. They go out and empty here on first down and 10. Touchdown here makes it a 2-possession game before half. Takes the snap. Will throw quickly on the slant. It is caught by DK, who makes a man miss, and he's still running. He gets down to the 25-yard line. First down, Steelers. Gotta love that. By the way, Coop, I think that is something we're going to see a lot out of the Steelers offense this year. A lot of in-breaking routes from Metcalf, trying to get him the ball in space, kind of similar to how they did with A.J. Brown in the same exact role with the Titans back in 2020.
Is Raji a middle-of-the-field thrower?
Oh, yeah, he will be in this offense. Handoff here to Jalen Warren, and he'll pick up 3. Rodgers typically doesn't like to throw in the middle, but when he does, in offenses where he is kind of forced to, that Green Bay offense with LaFleur, won MVPs in age 37 and 38 seasons. So this guy can ball in this type of offense, all right?
But his teammates hate him.
Apparently. Shotgun, trips left. He's going to hand it off to Warren. He's got a big hole. He's going to pick up close to a first. He will pick it up. First down, Steelers. Come on.
Not to knock on wood, but it feels like we have some unbiased referees in this game today.
Yeah.
So
far. What is a Detroit food?
Detroit-style pizza.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
Motor oil. I formation. Hand off Jalen Warren. He's going to sift through some blockers here, but gets no gain.
Some patient running.
Jared Goff pissed at himself for throwing in a double coverage right into the lap of Juan Thornhill.
He was thinking about his wife.
Easy. Here we go. 12 personnel here for the Steelers. Wing formation. It will be a handoff to Jalen Warren. He will get nothing again. It will be 2 yards this time.
Great play call, Art.
So now it'll be third down and long, and Raji's going to have to dig us out of a third and long again here.
Jalen had 1 rush for 21 yards. He now has 5 rushes for 33 yards.
Yeah.
That's 4 for 12.
Yep. Excuse me. That's a lemon juice, and it tasted just like lemon juice.
Ew.
Shotgun here, 3 receivers set for Pittsburgh. Takes the snap. Rodgers will throw quick slant. Caught. That is Bobby Trees with the first down, baby. Spam those trees in the chat. I do think it's possible, Coop, at the beginning of the season that we see more Bobby Trees than people kind of expect. I think he'll be in that Van Jefferson role early in the season.
That wouldn't shock me whatsoever.
Unless Roman takes it from him. Roman could take that kind of quote-unquote wide receiver 2 kind of spot from him. I formation, handoff Jalen. They just can't do anything on the ground today. Jack Campbell brings him down for a loss of 3.
Why don't we run some play action here, Art?
And we got Bob Locke spamming his trees. Shane Boone typing his trees. Colton is spamming his trees. Good to see you, Colton. John Stevenson spamming his trees. Alex L. spamming his trees. Captain Kirk spamming his trees. Nathan spamming his tree. 2-minute warning in the first half here. Big drive for the Steelers trying to go up 2 scores here. Detroit does get the ball to start the half. It's going to be a quick swing route. Nobody covering Jalen Warren. And he's going to pick up a good gain. It'll be third down and manageable coming up here. Third down and 3. Come on, Raji. Move the chains.
If he took a better angle, it would have been a first down.
Yeah, probably. By the way, we are $10 away. $10 from doing another lemon shot here on Steelers Talk.
Good.
3rd down and 3. Shotgun Rodgers takes the snap. He's going to throw. Quick out route. Wide open. 1st down. Trees again. Spam. Those trees. Bobby Trees coming up with a couple big 3rd down receptions for the Steelers. And now they are firmly in Detroit territory. Steelers still have all 3 timeouts as the clock continues to tick.
They're in no hurry.
Shotgun Rodgers, condensed formation, takes a snap, looking for a quick throw. He finds one, wide open. Bobby Trees for a gain of 7. I'll take these chunks all day long, Coop.
Is this, could you see him being a potential favorite target of Aaron?
It's hard to see him being a favorite just because the decreased athleticism.
Fair.
I just don't know if he's going to be open all that much.
He's like 7-11 in this game.
I honestly think Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith will be 2nd and 3rd in receptions and yards this year among receivers. It's going to be another throw. It's another out route to Bobby Trees, 3 in a row. And I think all of them have gained 7 yards. Now they're inside Detroit's red zone with the clock stopped, all 3 timeouts. No need to rush here, Coop.
Not at all.
A touchdown to make you go up 2 scores, which would be huge in this ball game on the road. Takes the snap. Raji looking. He's got a clean pocket. Now he steps up. He's looking to run. Oh, it's all green grass, and he picks up a first. He didn't get hit hard.
After the slide.
It was inconsequential. It's all right.
That's 15.
Gets down to the 5-yard line. 1st down. Steelers as they take their first time out with 46 seconds.
Maybe the refs did walk from.
Looks like Nathan agreed with you, Coop. He says, "Where's the flag at?"
I think the refs walked.
Probably they probably left the flag at the auto shop.
They walked from the Ford Motor Plant.
Yep. Left it in their locker with their greasy overalls. Shotgun condensed formation. Rodgers will take the snap. He's got some time, but now he's rolling out. Is he going to get there? He's trying to run 40, doesn't get there. Timeout Steelers.
Doesn't have the athleticism anymore.
See, this is the thing about Rodgers in this. Oh, no, Aaron Rodgers is limping.
It's the Achilles.
No. And Mason Rudolph will have to come in. Oh, no.
That is.
Aaron Rodgers just got injured. Oh, my gosh.
Intern Sam interjecting his opinions.
Oh, no. So now it's 2nd down and goal, and here's Mason for the first time since week 4.
We know he can do this.
That's true. Here's Mason. He's going to throw end zone. Open, caught, touchdown, move. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Oh, baby, Pat Freiermuth gets the catch from Mason Rudolph with his first action since week 4. No, actually week 6. Yeah, week 6.
He's been doing a good job holding.
And now he's back out there to hold. Attaboy Mason!
Attaboy Mason!
And now with just 37 seconds left to go in the half, the Steelers are up 10-0. They might not need Raji for the rest of this game, Coop.
You always need Raji.
By the way, if Rodgers is out for the rest of this game, and by the way, I have no idea if he's out for the rest of the game, but if he is, make sure you tune into the live show tomorrow to see if he's back.
Yeah.
Kick is away. It is caught at the 4. And good coverage here. Looks like Nick Herbig on the tackle brings him down at the 26. Detroit does still have all 3 of their timeouts. There's still time to go down and get in the field goal range to make this a 1-score game. Let's see if the Steelers defense can hold up. They start under center here with multiple tight ends. It's going to be a quick drop. Now Goff will throw middle. It's intercepted again! It's Patrick Queen. Gets down to the 29-yard line. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we we go, Steelers. Here we go. Belt to ass in Detroit. Let's go. And here comes Mason.
Ford stinks.
Come on, get another touchdown here. Make it 3 scores.
Come on, Mace.
Still got a timeout. Shotgun Mason. Just don't do anything stupid, too. Mason takes the snap. He's going to throw it slant, caught. No timeout being called here by the Steelers.
I think they're going to kick a field goal here.
I think they may kick a field goal. It was caught by Calvin Austin. I don't think the Steelers want to risk throwing an interception. They just want to take the points, force Detroit to score 2 touchdowns in the second half. Oh, my goodness. What are we doing? Call timeout, finally. They go out there with an offensive formation like they're going to run a play. And Tomlin came to his senses there. Rodgers is back out there. I don't know. Hopefully he's good to come back for the second half.
Just had to get some tape on his ankle.
Yeah, maybe on that Achilles. Play on the torn Achilles this year.
Mm-hmm. So
here we go. Mason will hold. It'll be a 39-yard attempt for Boswell. Should be good. It's up, and it is good. 13-0 Steelers heading into the half. Let's go, man. 2 interceptions from Jared Goff in this first half. Juan Thornhill and Patrick Queen getting the turnovers. 1 second to go in the half. The Steelers will essentially kick it off twice. So while they're kicking it off twice here, we are giving away a Steelers Talk hat at the end of the show. If you want a raffle ticket for that, $5 gets you a raffle ticket. $10 gets you 3 raffle tickets. $20 gets you 10 tickets plus your name on the Steelers Talk Gong. By the way, we're just $10 away from that $250 mark where we hit the gong.
That's correct.
So who's going to get us over the top? Just $10 gets us there. And then for every $50 we get today, I am taking lemon shots. So who's going to help us get to that next milestone? All it takes is $10 for a lemon shot and to hit the gong.
Good first run by Jaylen Warren, but he wasn't able to establish anything else after that. But then Mason gets our touchdown.
Yep. Colton says, what's our record? It is 10-4 right now. They are in second place in the AFC North, still a game behind the Ravens. Kick is away. Going to be fielded by the Lions around the 5, and he's brought down at the 28. Decent coverage by the Steelers. Now here comes Jared Goff, already 2 interceptions in this game. Hasn't been his best one. Let's see if this Steelers defense can keep pitching this shutout here. Thirteen personnel here for Detroit. Single back formation with 1 receiver, Amon-Ra, on out to the left. Send a man in motion. It's going to be play action. He's going to throw it quickly to Jamison on the outside. Loses a yard. Just a bad throw by Goff. An even worse decision to catch it from Jamo. Second down and 11. Shotgun here. 3 receivers and a tight end takes the snap. Goff looks middle, caught. It'll be a decent gain for a couple yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4 coming up. Type those stops in the chat if you want to get them off the field. Come on. Type those stops in the chat. We got Robert Locke. We got Tristan White, Shane, John, Rob. They all want to get off the field here. 3rd down and 4. Shotgun Goff takes the snap. He's going to throw quickly, and it's intercepted again! Patrick Queen with his 2nd pick of the day. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. He tried to go to Sam Laporta. Here comes Raji. He's back. He's all good, guys. Raji's good. From the shotgun, Rodgers. He's going to take the snap. Moving. Throws on the slant. Caught Calvin Austin for a gain of 9. Good throw from Rodgers on first. Let's go. A touchdown here makes it a 20-point lead in the second half. Pretty much insurmountable for the Lions.
Would you call it over?
I would say it's over if they get a touchdown here. Shotgun, condensed bunch out to the left. Rodgers has time, throws quick slant to Muth for a nice gain. First down and 10. Coming up on inside the Lions red zone now. Let's go.
Let's ride.
Let's go. By the way, we got the 250 thanks to C.J. Ross.
We'll show it right after this.
Shotgun Rodgers. Now he's looking to the outside. That looks like it's caught. 5-yard gain from DK. Nice catch. CJ gets us the 250. CJ Ross. Bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Nikki to go says WWW Steelers Super Bowl year. I'm delusional. Hey, man, it's the time of year to be delusional, all right?
Yeah.
There's hope for everybody, right? And then the only key with a $10 super chat says yay. Is it yay or ye? I think it's supposed to be ye, but
Are you saying pow?
are you saying pow or pa? Pa-pa! The only key with a 10, you're in the raffle with 3 raffle tickets today, my friend.
What a real
Appreciate you. Real one right there. All right, let's get back to the game here. Second down and 5 from the Lions 13. Shotgun Rodgers takes the snap, pressure on him, throws quickly over the middle, takes a shot, but he picks up the first down. It is DK Metcalf, and it's down to the 4-yard line. Everyone spam those TDs if you want to put this game away. Come on. Let's put away the Lions on the road before we even get to the fourth quarter. Under center Rodgers. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and a back. Hands it off to Warren. Can't get there. It's a gain of 1. Spam those TDs if you want to put them away. We got Nathan. We got John. We got Tristan. We got Shane. We got Robert. We got Steeler Jax. We got Christopher. We got Captain Kirk. Eugene. Come on now. Second down and goal from the 3. I formation. Heavy set for Pittsburgh. Rodgers will hand it off to Big Darnell. Touchdown, Steelers! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Steelers are going for 2 here. They want to go up 3 touchdowns. Shotgun Rodgers takes the snap. He's going to throw out back in the end zone. It is good. DK Metcalf toe taps it. 21-0. Steelers lead. Let's go. Mount Washington with the fullback dive for a rushing touchdown. What a moment, Coop.
What a beast.
What a seed from Rodgers in the back of the end zone there. Good job by DK to get 2 feet in. And this is a rout in the Motor City against one of the better teams in the NFC. Steelers proving to the NFL world in this game that they are Super Bowl contenders, about to go to 11 wins if they can hold on to this lead. The kick is away from Boswell. It is going to be fielded at the 2 or 3, and he's not going to go far. Mark Robinson brings him down at the 24, and here comes Jared Goff. 3 picks in this one. Just a terrible performance from Goff. So let's see how he does here. Steelers defense has been incredible this afternoon. Shotgun, Goff, they're going to have to start airing it out here. He's going to throw it down the field. Caught. Sam Laporta gets 9.5. Patrick Queen on the tackle. It'll be second down and inches coming up. Second and inches. They got a condensed bunch out to the left. Condensed formation from shotgun here for Detroit. They send J-Mo in motion. Jalen Ramsey follows him. Goff will throw quickly. Should have been picked by Ramsey. Jalen went to the flat instead of picking the ball off.
He should have been going to the other side.
Oh, yeah. Jalen's been pretty quiet in this one.
Yep.
What is he in the rosters we're using here? 96?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Shotgun for Goff. 2 receivers on the field. Takes the snap. Steelers send blitz. Throws quick slant.
Oh.
Gets double penetrated. Pause. After the slant.
That's just not a good look.
I regret saying that.
We'll wipe that from the internet.
Goodness gracious, Sperry, what are we doing?
I wish Cassie was watching.
Yeah, good thing Cassie's not watching. Shotgun handoff for Jahmyr Gibbs. And this has really been the big thing, Coop. The Lions, for some reason, have really relied on Jared Goff instead of handing it to Jahmyr Gibbs, and now it's 3rd down and 1 coming up. That's why you watch this show, man.
Absolutely.
That's why you watch this show.
You won't get,
You don't just get great Steelers content, you also get good comedy, too.
Oh, yeah.
Shotgun here for Goff on 3rd and 1. It's going to be 4-down territory regardless. There's big Cam Hayward with the TFL. They might punt this, Coop.
Yeah, punt it.
They might just say it's over. If they punt this, we're not showing the rest of the game.
Okay.
If they punt this, it's over.
Okay.
We just won't show the 4th quarter.
Okay.
They're punting. We're done.
We're done.
All right, that's stop the count.
We're done.
The Steelers win the football game. The Lions are giving up. All right. So we're not gonna make you guys watch the rest of this game.
Once I get the raffle ready, it's over.
Do you know what the final score is?
I do.
What's the final score?
21-7.
21-7. All right. So they give up a touchdown, but we're not gonna force you guys to watch the rest of it. So 21-7 is the final. Steelers just ran away with it. Just absolutely fantastic stuff, guys. So that's going to be it for today's live show. If you want to take the Madden stream off. So we're going to do the raffle here. And then we'll say goodbye for the day. But the Steelers are going to win this game and improve to 11-4 on the year. Tomorrow we will be live again, guys, so don't miss tomorrow's live show. It will be the second Cleveland game. All right, so Aaron Rodgers will be playing Shadur Sanders, and we'll see who the real best quarterback option was for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Coop.
Shadur.
Not Shadur. No, he stinks.
Is Shadur a top 3 QB option on the Cleveland Browns?
No.
I don't think
He is the 4th best quarterback on that team.
Flacco?
And that's saying something. Because you got geriatric Flacco, milquetoast Pickett, and then tiny Dylan Gabriel, and he's worse than all of them.
Are we counting the assaulter or not?
What's that?
Are we counting the assaulter or not?
Deshaun? No, he's not playing this year. But even then, I would say the assaulter is better than Deshaun or Shadur Sanders. So fifth best quarterback in that organization. He might get cut.
It's definitely possible that he gets cut. All right, we are almost ready.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness, look at that wheel.
Oh yeah. A
good amount there. So we gave away a ton of free raffle entries. So even if you didn't donate today, you probably have a slot. You probably have a raffle ticket in our raffle today.
Making sure I got everybody.
Okay.
I think I did.
Nyheim Hines hasn't played in the league in 2 years.
I did forget someone.
Signing with the Chargers. All right, Coop forgot someone, so we'll put him in there. And our live poll today, grade the Steelers as new alternate uniforms, 39%. Pretty big majority here. Giving it an A. 55%. I think 55.
Yeah, 55.
No, 65%, giving it an A or a B. I don't know, man. I can't get behind the tan pants.
It's not for me.
The tan pants is a bad look. I like the yellow helmets. And I think if you would have done a black pant instead of a tan one, it would have looked a lot better.
All right. Here's our wheel.
All right, there's the wheel. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? All right, we're shuffling the names now, and then we will send it.
Best of luck.
So let's see who wins the Steelers Talk hat here for this week for today's live show.
Who's it gonna be?
Is this gonna be Chuchi? Chuchi or Alex Lanier?
Chuchi!
All right, I don't. You have to put my email.
I
down
will.
Mail 3. Chuchi, you are getting a Steelers Talk hat. Just send me an email with your shipping address, and I'll make sure to send it your way. So Coop's going to put my email. There it is, Sperry@chatsports.com. Chuchi, if you're in the chat still, make sure you...
He is a serial watcher, so we'll be
yeah,
able to find
Chuchi's
him.
here usually, so we appreciate you, Chuchi. But you're getting a Steelers Talk hat. Make sure you send me an email. That'll be it for today's live show. Again, guys, we will be live again tomorrow, same time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We will be right back here.
Oh, yeah.
Give you guys more Steelers Talk coverage and another Steelers Madden stream, Week 17 versus the Browns. You're not going to want to miss that. So until tomorrow, guys, here we go, Steelers.
Bye.